Distinguished taxpayers, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to join you today on this 17th edition of the Kenya Revenue Authority's Distinguished Taxpayers Awards ceremony. Indeed, I take this very early opportunity to congratulate all the taxpayers that we are recognizing today, as well as those other compliant taxpayers whose high sense of civic duty and fidelity to the tax laws is indeed the backbone of our nation. Ladies and gentlemen, last financial year, 2019-20, the National Exchequer received tax revenue amounting to slightly over 1.6 trillion Kenya shillings, registering a growth of 1.7% over the previous financial year. Given the reduced level of economic activity associated largely with the novel coronavirus, this growth in our revenue was indeed impressive. The question we should ask ourselves is, how did we as a country manage to grow our tax revenue when the economic environment was under such stress? The answer, I believe, fellow Kenyans, is simple. It was due to the dedication and love for the country on the part of our taxpayers, combined with the hard work and diligence of the Kenya Revenue Authority team. For this, I wish to salute all of you for your patriotism. Ladies and gentlemen, the National Exchequer is the vehicle through which we fund development programs that would lead to the realization of our shared national aspirations as well as our sovereignty. Paying your full share of tax voluntarily, without coercion, ensures that our borders are secure, our hospitals are equipped, our roads are properly maintained and functional, and that the freedoms that we enjoy as a people are maintained. Despite the ongoing challenges arising from the COVID-19 pandemic, KRA has maintained its tradition of excellence in tax administration, coupled with commendably high levels of voluntary compliance on the part of taxpayers. This has afforded us the funds to stave off the worst of the pandemic's social and economic effects, and to put in place comprehensive measures to protect the most vulnerable members of our society. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to note some of the measures that the Kenya Revenue Authority has taken to ensure that its relationship with the taxpayer is not adversarial or fraught with antagonism, for it is KRA's solemn duty to facilitate economic activity, trade, and our shared prosperity. To support the authority in delivering its mandate in a manner that is not antagonistic with its tax clients, since the beginning of my administration, we have facilitated a program of digitization within KRA. Under this program, the authority has adopted innovations such as the hugely successful iTax platform and the recently launched M-Service app that enables a taxpayer to pay their taxes through mobile devices. Taxpayers now do not need to travel long distances or rely on third-party support vendors to fulfill their tax obligations. I also want to commend KRA on the launch of iWhistle, an online platform that enables the public to report on tax malpractices, including fraud, concealment, and unethical behavior by some KRA staff. This marks another milestone in the entrenching ethos of good governance as part of our social fabric and as part of the fight against corruption and tax evasion. The web-based system will ensure that incidences of tax evasion by taxpayers or unethical conduct by some KRA staff are recorded and confidentially investigated and acted upon. This will improve the trust and confidence of the taxpayers in the tax system, as well as allowing the state to dramatically reduce revenue leakages and recover taxes that would otherwise have been lost. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a good reason for us to boost the utilization of this iWhistle system. And in this regard, today I direct that the National Treasury and the Kenya Revenue Authority amend the Informer Award Scheme to increase the reward amount from a current maximum of 2 million Kenya shillings to 5 million Kenya shillings. I also urge KRA and its partners in the multi-agency framework to maintain their vigilance against tax evasion schemes, particularly those designed and orchestrated by professional service providers and financial institutions. Ladies and gentlemen, the implementation of the scanner program to reduce intrusive interventions and the deployment of regional electronic tracking systems have been instrumental in improving our trade facilitation indicators. This investment in automation of business processes within tax administration has greatly expedited clearance processes and dramatically reduced revenue leakages at our ports. As a government, we have put in place a multi-agency framework, which KRA is a member, to fight smuggling and counterfeits. This not only secures Kenyan livelihoods, but also protects our people from harmful products. And I urge the Kenya Revenue Authority to step up its efforts in that regard and to work even closer with its multi-agency partners. Ladies and gentlemen, in addition, the progress made in fostering an alternative dispute resolution approach for tax disputes is also highly commendable. This has resulted in KRA experiencing a 20% growth in alternative dispute resolution in the last financial year, a sign that trust and facilitation is now at the center stage of dispute resolution in tax matters. In the last financial year, alternative dispute resolution realized revenue of Kenya shillings 9.561 billion compared to Kenya shillings 8.102 billion booked in the previous financial year, representing an 18% growth in revenue. As a nation proud of its vibrant access to justice and extensive fair hearing rights, we will never move to limit the rights of our taxpayers to have their disputes against tax assessment heard and determined by an independent third party. As we do so, we must also ensure that those cases are determined quickly, while also ensuring that alternative dispute resolution is not used to delay the payment of taxes that are legally due and payable. I therefore direct that the National Treasury, together with the Attorney General's Office, to move to review the legal operational framework of the Tax Appeal Tribunal and the onward appeals to superior courts, as well as the provision of the Tax Procedures Act, so as to ensure that tax disputes are resolved in an even more efficient and expedited manner. Ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude, I once again warmly congratulate all the distinguished taxpayers of Kenya, those that we are recognizing today, but also all the others for their commitment to their motherland and to our fundamental ideals. I also commend our National Treasury and the Kenya Revenue Authority for the role that they have played in enhancing domestic resource mobilization in support of our development agenda. However, even as we commend you, we must appreciate the fact that we are still far from reaching the promised land under the National Vision 2030. And in this regard, I challenge you to work even harder, reinforcing this agenda through innovation, staff motivation, business and taxpayer facilitation, and sealing of avenues for revenue leakage. This way, together, we will reach the promised land sooner rather than later. Hongera kwa kulipa ushuru. I thank you all, and may God bless you, and may God bless Kenya. Thank you very much.